Long ago, Grant was known as the wealthiest city-state this side of the continent. Protected by its many trade partners, no nation dared to attack it. But nations forged alliances, and when these alliances declare war, those in between are the first to suffer the consequences. When Grant's neighbors marched upon the city, the council enlisted the help of a talented alchemist, Mephisto. He created a brew so frothy it spread like a mist that blanketed the entire city. Those without the antidote would either collapse on the spot or turn feral. Both armies were forced to retreat. As long as Mephisto provided antidote, life in Grant was safe. But one day, Mephisto vanished, and the consequences were terrifying. Years later, your band of mercenaries fought on the losing side of the Great War. The victorious king presents you with an offer: take the death penalty, or head into Grant and stop the fog. Your group chose the latter, and with antidote in hand, make their way towards the accursed city on a quest to earn their freedom. This is the beginning of your very own Black Legend. The streets of the city hide many secrets, and those who want a full picture of the events that transpired will need to search every nook and cranny.
Another one of those damned cultists, are you? Begone! You've already taken my son. All you will find here is a piece of lead headed for the spot between your eyes.
Players will not be handed every detail on a silver platter. Instead, they must collect fragments of info from various sources, including NPC dialogue, item descriptions, or even objects in their surroundings. Doing so will yield more than just backstory, like hints on fighting certain enemies or quests that grant powerful items as rewards. As you explore more of the city, traversing the streets becomes much easier with every shortcut you unlock. In Black Legend, the transition from exploration to combat occurs almost seamlessly. You can observe targets from a safe distance and approach in such a way that you start closer to priority targets. Or if your group is in a rough spot, you can also attempt to bypass enemies, either by trying to sneak past or by looking for a different route. When designing the combat of Black Legend, we wanted to focus on a few major pillars. For starters, we wanted emphasis on action over reaction. Rather than having an endless string of attacks or opportunity or overwatch, we decided to create a wide array of classes with unique abilities to keep combat interesting. The freedom of separating actions and movement and being able to alternate freely between the two should also support this pillar. Second, we wanted to eliminate the frustration of random number generation ruining your perfectly thought-out strategy. Instead, we reward proper unit placement with more direct rewards like extra damage or even additional effects on some abilities. As for ranged attacks, line of sight is absolute, meaning if your unit can't get a direct shot on a target, it simply won't be possible to perform until you do. This does not mean all random elements are removed, but even then we aimed to make it predictable in some way. As units deal and take damage, they build up adrenaline based on their skill stat. The more skill they have, the more adrenaline they generate. The amount of adrenaline is directly tied to your odds of scoring a critical hit. Every turn you don't get a critical hit, your chance will keep improving until it becomes guaranteed. The third and largest pillar of combat is the alchemy system, based on 17th century humorism as an answer to the art director's demand of no hard magic. By building up stacks of alchemical imbalances in the body, units can catalyze these instabilities to deal devastating damage. By equipping a wide variety of different trinkets and equipment, the way you interact with this alchemy system changes every time. For example, the stained glass shard trinket will increase a unit's strength stat for the remainder of the battle when you successfully combine the red and black humor on a target. With these three pillars, we aim to make Black Legend a unique and immersive experience while keeping it familiar enough for longtime lovers of the strategy RPG genre. As we continue development, we hope to share more about the game along the way. For now, we thank you for your time and attention. As always, grant us our wish.